it's time for some Disney. Alright internet, Nikki here, and I thought today I'd do something a bit different, and I thought I would actually do a countdown for once. So as I've mentioned in the past, I am a huge Disney fan. Like, Disney is one of the greatest things in my life. It's one of the things, it's probably the only thing that keeps me happy when I'm down, as you can probably see from my Mickey Mouse painting, and well, if you saw my room, you would understand the extent of this addiction. So today I just thought it would be interesting to let you guys know a little bit about me and my love for Disney, and I wanted to do a countdown of my top 10, that was 5, 10, my top 10 Disney films. So before I start, I want to make the rules very clear with my countdown. I am not including any of the Marvel universe, I'm not including any Star Wars. This specifically applies to Disney animated films, Pixar, and their live action movies that aren't Star Wars or Marvel. That might be a list for another day, we'll do that another time. So today I thought I'd start off with my honourable mentions, because there are just too many films. Like, I couldn't include them all on my list. So, honourable mentions. Atlantis, The Lost Empire. I know this isn't exactly a popular choice, but good God, are the side characters in this movie amazing, and the soundtrack is just like, it's absolute class. So yeah, if you've never watched that film, go see it. Second honourable mention, The Little Mermaid. Yeah, that may shock a lot of people, but yeah, it's not really been one that's spoke out to me specifically. I absolutely adore the music from The Little Mermaid. Howard Ashman and Alan Menken are absolute geniuses when it comes to writing music. I think my main problem with The Little Mermaid is The Little Mermaid. Yeah, I don't know why. Like, Ariel's lovely and all that, but she kind of annoys me as a princess. I don't know. I think she's just a bit, like, she doesn't learn anything, so yeah, that's my problem with that. Third honourable mention, as you guys know, I am addicted to my video games, and of course, I would not do this list without including Wreck-It Ralph on my honourable mentions. Oh good lord, when I saw that movie advertised, I lost my mind. The thing is, I love Wreck-It Ralph overall, but I prefer the first half. Yeah, just knowing like all the little references at the beginning, that made me feel pretty good about myself, because I found out I was like the only person laughing in the cinema. So yeah, I love Wreck-It Ralph, it's a great movie. And my final honourable mention is Fantasia. While it's not exactly a story-driven based movie, I think the concept of it and the execution of it is absolutely outstanding. And it's beautiful to watch. It's just one of those films you can kind of just shut your mind off and just watch it and experience it. I know it's not for everyone, but for me, I absolutely love it. And my dog decided to join me. I know you guys haven't met my dog before. Wow. She's been all soppy. This is Sandy. Okay, so starting with the actual list. So, number 10, The Emperor's New Groove. Now this one's very interesting because I don't think I've ever seen it on anyone's top 10 list, but I personally think it's one of the funniest Disney movies out there. I know for a fact that I quote it probably more than any of the Disney films, and Patrick Warburton playing Kronk is one of the funniest characters in the whole of the Disney universe. So please, if you haven't watched this is something so different. It's more of like a buddy road trip than like a traditional fairy tale movie. But if you haven't seen this movie, I highly recommend it. I know it's not for everyone, but I think it's amazing. Number 9, Aladdin. No, I would have thought this would have been higher up on my list when I was going through it, but I had to put a lot in front of it that I really enjoyed. I never have been a fan of Jasmine as a character. I don't know why. I think she's just a bit of a bratty character. But yeah, Aladdin I love, and of course, the best thing about this whole film is Robin Williams as the genie. Another one, yeah, very much like The Emperor's New Groove. One of those movies that's really quotable down to just one character, and yeah, Robin Williams is really what makes this movie special and makes it so amazing. I love this movie, I love the music in it. Weirdly, I'm not the biggest fan of A Whole New World, like, I think that song's really overhyped, but yeah, every other song, like One Jump Ahead and Prince Ali, and obviously Never Had a Friend Like Me, that stuff's gold. So yeah, I love this movie, it's awesome. Number 8, Mulan. Good lord, this was my favourite Disney film for years when I was growing up. I think this was my favourite for a very, very, very long time. I'm not sure why. I think it's a very different fairy tale from the other movies. I think I love the fact growing up that it was a very strong, empowering female lead. I love the setting. I love the time period, I love the setting. I think it just works so perfectly for this film, and I think it's done amazingly. Once again, the music's amazing, but yeah. I know a lot of people aren't the biggest fan of Eddie Murphy as Mushu, but I think he's hilarious in this movie, I don't care what anyone says. And that scene where they're in the mountains and you can kind of hear that rumbling of an army, and then one by one, like the Huns appear over the mountain and it gets louder and louder. Oh my god. I love that film for its atmosphere. That scene. I love that scene for its atmosphere. It's an absolute A. So yeah, Mulan. I love this film so much. Number 7 is The Incredibles. I don't actually know where my copy of this is right now, so that's quite worrying. I think it's somewhere around the house. But yes, The Incredibles. I adore this film so much. I love the concept of it. I think Brad Bird is an incredible director when it comes to films, and I'm so excited for the second film whenever it comes out. I need it in my life. But yeah, the characters in this film, the only problem I have is that you don't see enough of the family. It is essentially Mr. Incredible's story, but yeah, I wish you'd seen more of the family. Like, them interacting together is amazing. I love that it's kind of set in this like 50s, 60s time period. I think that's really different. This is just one of those Pixar films that I think is amazing. I think the soundtrack by Michael Giacchino is absolutely incredible, especially that like theme with all the brass. It's amazing. But yeah, Incredibles. I love the idea of that film. I love it. I think it's funny. I think it's charming. And Frozen. Who doesn't love Frozen? Number 6. Peter Pan. Oh god. If you guys don't know how much I adore the story of Peter Pan, I love the world of Neverland. It just gives me this warm, fuzzy feeling inside of me. I absolutely love this rendition of the story. I think I like it just as much, if not more, than the version that was with Jason Isaacs as Captain Hook that was a few years ago. I love that version as well. But this is like the version that I live by, and Captain Hook is such a good villain. He's the best, I think, out of the whole Disney universe. I think he's the best like comical villain. Like, obviously you've got the big intimidating villains like Maleficent and Frollo and all that lot. But yeah, Captain Hook is the best comedic villain that is out there, in my opinion. I always had a crush on Peter Pan when I was growing up. I had a dream of just going to Neverland and living there. This film just captures like just magic of innocence and childlike wonder, just like unlike any film. Oh god, I can't talk highly enough about this film. I love it so much. I think it's so whimsical and just perfect. I really picked that one up, so I'm kind of interested how I'm gonna like go on top of that, but we'll see. Number 5, Up. I can say without a doubt that Up is my favourite Pixar film that they've ever made. So it was one of those ones that I saw the adverts for and I was kind of a bit like, don't know about that, it looks a bit odd. But I think it is the definition of probably a perfect family film. I really do. I think it's amazing for kids and adults. I think it's, oh god, do I even need to talk about the first like 10 minutes of that film? Oh my god. That's just like a masterclass in filmmaking right there. I mean, I remember learning the fact that they did actually have speech before they made it an all-musical opening. And I'm just so glad they made it like that. It just has such an impact and is amazing. The characters in this film are just so perfect. Obviously you've got the main characters, you've got like Carl and Russell and they're a lot, but then you've obviously got the side characters, you've got like Kevin the bird and you've got Doug the dog. This movie is just so charming in everything it does. And it's really funny. It's one of those films that perfectly like mixes like comedy and emotion and just everything, and I really praise Pixar for this film. I think it is their best. I know everyone loves Toy Story, but for me it will always be Up. I love Up. Number 4, Princess and the Frog. I personally think this is one of Disney's most underrated films, and I really truly mean that. And the fact that Disney went back to do 2D animation one more time, and like, God, this film is gorgeous. The animation is absolutely stunning, the lighting, the colours, it's so beautiful. And I know people give a lot of like crap to Randy Newman for his music, but oh my god, the soundtrack in this film that he does is probably one of my favourite. I think out of all the Disney soundtracks ever, this one makes me like the most happy, like listening to it. It's so upbeat and it's got that like New Orleans swing. I love the characters in this film. It's got some proper heartfelt moments, and the villain in this is one of Disney's best for years, and I really mean that. Dr. Facilier, obviously the guy on the front cover, well, ultimate front cover, but yeah. Dr. Facilier is one of the most intimidating Disney villains we've had in years, and I really mean that. He's got that kind of like suave, sophisticated, like evil charm about him. Like he's not really one of the, he reminds me a lot of kind of like Hades in a way from Hercules. He's one of those kind of like suave talkers, can really like manipulate people by what he says. I also really appreciate this film because it's another one of those Disney films that doesn't make the characters fall in love immediately. They work on it, they like don't like each other at first, you obviously know they're going to fall in love at the end, but their relationship seems very genuine and I really applaud it for that. But yeah, this film is so underrated. Please, if you love classic Disney, like old school Disney with its 2D animation, amazing soundtracks and brilliant characters, please watch this. I think it's so underrated. So yeah, Princess and the Frog is amazing. Number 3, Hunchback of Notre Dame. Oh my god, I love this film so much. And this is one of those ones that I only really realised I really appreciated once I got older. Don't get me wrong, I liked it when I was a kid. I liked Gargoyles as a kid, I liked Topsy Turvy, all those songs. The older I've got, I've begun to appreciate it on a different level where I really, really applaud Disney for doing something so much darker. There's so much more you pick up on the older you get. You notice all the really dark, seedy sexual undertones to this film. The atmosphere is great. It's got one of the best Disney villains of all time in the form of Frollo. He is so dark, and he's one of those villains, and the thing that makes him so great as a villain is he is one of the villains that, I've said villain a lot, but he doesn't know what he's doing is wrong. He believes what he's doing is right, and that's what makes him so good, because he has layers. Oh, gotta have layers. Anyway, that's not Disney, but I honestly believe, as much as I said Princess and the Frog is underrated, I think this is the most underrated Disney film of all time. I think the soundtrack is just mind-blowing. Hellfire, the song Frollo sings, is incredible. The opening with the bells and the sweeping shots through the city. Oh my god, it's just so good. I could gush on and on about this film. And the fact, spoilers, but the fact that the main character, the good guy, doesn't get the girl in the end. That's unheard of in a Disney film. So yeah, this film's just too good. If you want something a little bit darker, a little bit more thought to it, please watch this, because I want more people to love this film, because oh my god, it's so perfect. Number 2, Mary Poppins. Oh, where do I even start with this film? In my opinion, it's easily Disney's best out of their non-animated films. This is such masterclass in filmmaking in terms of story, environments, just the feel of it is so good on so many layers. First off, I know I always talk about soundtracks, but I have such an appreciation for movie soundtracks you don't even understand. But the Sherman Brothers creating this, oh my god, it's so good. The soundtrack is amazing, all the songs. When I was younger, I liked all the songs like Supercalifragilisticexpialidocious and A Spoonful of Sugar, but the older I've gotten, Feed the Birds, oh god, that song is amazing. The fact that the story isn't really about the kids or Mary Poppins, it's really a story about Mr. Banks. And also, if you haven't watched a movie called Saving Mr. Banks, which is also by Disney, please watch that. This film is filled with so much wonder and magic, but it's also got those really serious moments where it stops to think, and oh god, I love the scene towards the end of the film, right after Step in Time, where it's kind of like a conversation song between Mr. Banks and Bert. The way he's talking to him and kind of manipulating him with his words, not in a horrible way, but it's letting him see through, like, he's letting him see and understand what he should be doing, and that he should be spending more time with his children. And you kind of feel it's the same kind of way he'll maybe learn off Mary Poppins, the way she kind of says things, but says it in a way that it seems like other people have come up with the idea themselves, but it's really her putting the idea into their heads. Oh god, I could talk about this film forever. Julie Andrews as Mary Poppins is just perfect in every way. Well, practically perfect in every way. Yeah, Dick Van Dyke, like, this is going to sound like the stupidest thing I've ever said, but like, being British, I as a child, ooh, it sounded like I cried there. I as a child didn't actually realise that Dick Van Dyke wasn't English. I thought he was the whole of my life. So I know people can give him shit for his accent, but as a kid, I honestly believed he was English. Probably up until about, I don't know, like 5 years ago. That's quite bad, I know. But up until about 5 years ago, I truly believed he was English. But yeah, God. This movie is a classic, and if you haven't seen it, fix that now. It's stunning. And my number one favourite Disney movie ever is Beauty and the Beast. I know this was probably very obvious that this was coming, just because it was the first ever film that was nominated for Best Picture as an animated film. But just, good lord, this film is so perfect in my eyes. I can't even put into words how much this film means to me. I think honestly this is my favourite film of all time. It is the one film I can put on no matter how I'm feeling, and it will make me feel like all warm and cosy inside. It's just so magic. Everything about it. I love musical theatre. I love it so much. And like Howard Ashman and Alan Menken just made this film like feel like this grand, amazing musical where every single one of the songs has a meaning and it pushes the narrative forward, and oh god, just everything about it's so good. All the characters, everyone knows the characters, everyone knows the song. It's like that film I think of when I think of like a pure fairy tale. And this is another one like Princess and the Frog where I applaud so much that the characters don't just meet and fall in love. I know like you can make the jokes about Stockholm Syndrome and all that lot, but the fact that it takes them time to fall in love, and it doesn't really give you a time period in which they fell in love or anything like that. You kind of come to your own conclusions about how long they've been together. But yeah, the romance between them is so good. It's so genuine, and oh my god, I could gush about this film all day. Good lord. Like everything about this film just feels so grand in like every sense of that word. The scene where they're dancing in the ballroom and it does that sweeping shot of the chandelier and it spins around and all the singing, and oh my god, it's just perfect. I can easily quote this movie word for word without fail. I've watched probably every single thing in this, of the behind the scenes, commentaries, everything I need to learn, everything I can about this film, because this film is one of those films that just inspires me to be part of that, to create, to do anything like that. It's why I do the course I'm on at uni, it's why I make YouTube videos, it's just, I love this film. I really do. I'm going to start gushing about this even more the longer I talk about it. So yeah, that's my number one, Beauty and the Beast. Mwah. But so yeah, there you go guys, that is my list of my top 10 Disney films that I adore, also including my honourable mentions. But yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed that. I know it was something a little bit different, but I just kind of wanted to share my love of Disney because it is so strong and it means so much to me. And I know that sounds like a really stupid thing to say, but it's been there since I was a kid. It will be now. I love it. I wouldn't be me without it. So yeah, thank you for coming on this little journey with me and gushing over animated film, not just animated, but just Disney films in general. So yeah, I hope you guys can share in my love of that. So if you haven't seen any of those films, please watch them. And yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed watching this, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Okay, bye!